Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Brahmanandam Param Sukhadam Kevalam Jnana Murtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namam. Om. Adorations to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasistha Nirvana Prakarana Purvārdha, section 51. The topic is illusoriness of the senses. All sense experiences are senseless. That's quickly said. One needs to understand it profoundly. Your senses don't capture the reality. They are capturing one limited aspect of things. Your eyes are not 10% perfect. The eyes of some animals and birds far surpass human eyes. Your smell is not so perfect. You can hardly smell from your neighborhood. But there are animals that will smell miles away. So imagine. And the whole world experience is a play of five senses. And those five senses are in different degrees of their capacity. So the world you are experiencing is kind of a display that you experience in your iPads. So many things come up just by your fingertip. Similarly, your ego tip works upon your brain system, led by your karma. And you are led to experience time, space, and causation. Just like you are led to experience dreams. And no matter how engrossing the dream may be, it passes on, and nothing in the dream is real. No matter how engrossing this world may be, it passes on. It has passed on before and will continue to pass on. So keeping that in view, the cosmic self assumes the role of the individual soul due to ignorance. It acquires whatever it wills. It conditions itself by its desires and karmas. What you are being given is the capacity of your chitta is beyond imagination. Chitta is the mind stuff, backed up by pure consciousness. Chitta has unending possibilities. Anything you imagine in your mind, it may seem imagination, but it can become your reality. And so, the picture of the world has been presented to the mind from ancient time all the stories you hear of devils, demons, gigantic creatures, kumbhakaranas, 400 miles in length, and all that your mind has gone on accepting and experiencing as if exactly real. But all this has passed on. So what you are implying that if you are led by karma, in the world of karma there is unending possibilities. You can be a little cat, you can be a dog, you can be elephant, led by your karma. In one birth, you are a deer. In next birth, you may not be deer. You may be a terrible wolf. In next birth, you may be a human being. Soul is experiencing countless possibilities led by their mental illusion. And this will continue until you do something about your mental illusion. The self, in fact, is ever free from all limitations caused by time and space. But the truth behind all this is the self. That self is Brahman, one without a second, the absolute. And that's what you are, essentially. And that, just like in a cinema show, screen is absolutely untouched by projections that create a drama or cinema show. Similarly, all your experiences are like a show. And so all world experience is called long dream. And behind all this, the screen-like reality is Brahman, the Absolute. And that Brahman is I am. So everyone has to discover, I am that. Aham Brahmasmi. It is not worthwhile to look for the cause of ignorance. Rather, one should strive to remedy it. So, if you look for cause of ignorance, you are wandering in the realm of ignorance. Because any idea of causation, your mind goes after. So when we say ignorance, then your mind says, where did the ignorance come from? You don't realize that you are already drunk, and then you're asking, where did I get the drink? You are already gripped by the disease of the world process. So what you are asking is the characteristic of the disease itself. In other words, if you have developed spiritual sensitivity, don't spend your energy in finding out the cause of ignorance. Because whatever cause is presented to you, you will ask, what is the cause of that cause? Now, rather one should strive to remedy it by attaining enlightenment, following the path of integral yoga, creating melody in your personality, not melody. Why the ignorant continues to seek the why and how of ignorance. A wise aspirant endeavors to destroy by attaining intuitional knowledge of the self. Just as darkness disappears with the rising of the sun, in the same way, the darkness of ignorance disappears with the unfoldment of true vision. The self projects the Puryashtaka, the eightfold city of the individual personality, consisting of the mind, intellect, ego, 5 subtle elements, and then becomes identified with it. Here you are being introduced to Linga Sharira, also known as Ativahika, and well known as Puryashtaka. 8 ingredients, 8 factors go to constitute Puryashtaka. What are they? Firstly, to understand all this, 8 factors has come from Atma, absolute Atman, the self, Brahman. But what are those 8 factors? Panch Tanmatras, first one, the 5 subtle elements. Second one, Panch Pranas, 5 vital forces. Third one, Panch Karmendriyas, 5 organs of action. Organs of action are not physical organs, hands and feet, but that which propels your hands, that which allows your physical limbs to move. That aspect is karmendriyas. So there is a difference between your hands and the karmendriya, that is a subtle aspect that moves your hand. That's your karmendriya, that which moves your hand. And panch karmendriyas. Next is panch jnanendriya, 5 senses. Next, antahkarana chatushtaya, 4-fold mind, mind, intellect, ego and chitta. Next, karma. Next, kama, subtle desires. And lastly, avidya, ignorance. Put it the other way. Ignorance, desire, kama, karma, antahkarana chatushtaya, 4-fold mind, 5 jnanendriyas, senses, 5 vital organs of sense, vital organs, 5 pranas, and panchatamatras, also known as panchabhutas, 5 elements. Put these together. It is a blend of subtle body and causal body, both together, and is known as Puryashtaka. It is this Puryashtaka that survives your physical body. Physical body dies. Puryashtaka lives on. All experiences are expressions of the Puryashtaka, or the subtle body. All your experiences, every experience requires operation of mind and senses. And all your experiences are backed up by Linga Sharira, all those 8 points that we described. The self is beyond these reflections that constitute the experiences of the world. According to whatever thought becomes prominent in the mind, the subtle body enters into a world of experience. Vrittis of your mind bring about different experiences. This physical world exists reflected in Puryashtaka. Brahman, or the Absolute, is the only reality. It is of the nature of pure consciousness. Here again, emphasizing that point, to understand subtle difference between pure consciousness and relative consciousness. Relative consciousness is the basis of all your practical, sentimental, and intellectual realities. The basis of Bhur Bhuva Swa, three lokas, physical reality, sentimental reality, and reality based on your intellectual understanding. All these are in the realm of ignorance. Just like all the illuminations of the sun are not in the realm of truth. Sun alone is the truth. Pure consciousness is the basis of the illusory manifestation of the mind and the world process. It is ignorance that obscures the reality of Brahman and manifests the illusion of the world process. One should not seek the cause of ignorance, but rather one should endeavor to cure it by adopting the remedy of practice of vichar and chintan. Vichar is reflection. Vichar is reflection and inquiry. And chintan is the same thing, synonym. Brahma, or the Creator, does not need the senses for his work of creation. You have to understand, the sun does not need instruments to create countless reflections. Sun doesn't sit down like an artist. Now, I'm going to put my own picture here, one picture there. The sun is simply there. All these illuminations arise spontaneously from the point of view of the sun, based on ignorance. If ignorance is not there, all these reflections will never be viewed, will not be seen as separate from the sun. He creates the world just as the sky creates reflections in a lake. When a sky creates reflections, the sky doesn't send some technicians to the lake to dig into it and create a whole drama internally within the lake. The sky is just there. It happens automatically. The created world exists as a reflection in the waters of the subtle cosmic mind. Simple way to understand, in the waters of the Chitta. Like Brahma, every individual creates the world in which he lives in the form of reflections in the Chitta, or mind stuff. Everyone is creating his own world, led by the type of mind light of Chitta you possess. And when Chitta becomes free of the three knots of the heart, of the three obstacles, Mala, Vikshepa and Avarana, then there is nothing but pure Chit, absolute consciousness. Therefore, the entire spiritual project is to remove Mala, gross impurity, by Karma Yoga. Gross impurity means mind constantly dominated by anger, hate, greed, and you have no idea of how happy you would be if mind is not dominated by it. And again, mind becomes free for a while, but then gets dominated by them. So mind goes on experiencing the same mistake again and again and again, repeating the same trouble. And that's the word process. Malo, Mala, Kebat. And the cause of Mala is Vikshepa, subtle desires of your unconscious, subtle desires, vasanas. And vasanas we have been explaining, the Shubha Vasana, Ashubha Vasana. Ashubha Vasana, vasanas based upon ignorance, egoism, attachment, hatred, fear of death. The vasanas based on all this is Ashubha. And when you neutralize these vasanas by abhyasa and vairagya, and as vasanas become purified, now your mind, you don't go after countless objects of the world. Your goal becomes focused on who am I. So that's the purpose of removing Vikshepa. Vikshepa is removed by Upasana. Upasana is a blend of devotion and meditation. And finally, ignorance is removed by intuitive revelation, jnana. So all four yogas are involved. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, dhyana yoga, jnana yoga. They are involved in freeing the chitta of ignorance. And once that happens, chitta becomes pure chit. Chit means pure consciousness. Prajnanam Brahma. You are nothing but absolute consciousness. With pure consciousness as the underlying reality, the human mind becomes a possessor of infinite possibilities and capacities. It can condition or uncondition itself according to the way it chooses to direct its will. The role of your will, two ways your will is there. Will to be Godward, will to integrate and to attain realization, or will to go after the pleasures of the world. Shreya and Preya. First one is Shreya. It is blessed purpose of your life, Shreya, leading to liberation. Preya, that which simply pleases your mind, and you are going after the whims of your mind. Karmas, which entangle the soul in the wheel of the world process, develop on the basis of self-conditioning ability of the mind. When you allow a negative feeling and a negative thought to be entertained by your mind continuously, anything that is led through abhyasa and vairagya, abhyasa is repeated effort. Vairagya is developing detachment, but it applies both ways. For developing both positive, you need abhyasa and vairagya. In order to develop negative, you need abhyasa of a negative and vairagya towards positive. No positive. You shouldn't enjoy. Turn away from it. One is Davi austerity, divine austerity. Another is demoniac austerity. But human mind is a blend of that. So you have to be alert, be guided, persistent, exercise your faith, and all those points are important. One pins his faith on worldly pleasures and endeavors to acquire them and derives happiness from them, even though they are false, like a mirage. Consciousness, like sap in a tree, ascends through the tree of human life. This is talking about the relative consciousness, bringing forth different types of fruits and flowers in the form of emotions and circumstances. Pure consciousness is the screen. That is the basis behind all that your personality is. So that, just like you watch a show, the screen has as if entered into every projected image. As if, similarly, pure consciousness has as if entered into the tree of your personality. At your root, at the branch, at the blossom, at the flower, all over. Pure consciousness is behind it. It is pure consciousness that allows the vasanas, that allows the buds of vasanas to bloom in the form of thought processes that arise in an individual. In other words, it is consciousness that becomes the world of experience for every soul. In brief, everything you are experiencing is Brahman. Just as one experiences a world of dreams, so too one continues to experience the long dream of the world process. It's important to understand that just like you experience your dreams, but while dreaming you have no confusion. You consider your dream world as real as ever. Only when you wake up, the dream world has no reality. In the same way, this world experience led by your karma is a long dream, and to be awakened from the dream means enlightenment. Death is experienced as a momentary swoon. In this long dream process, even death does not interrupt your dream. This allegorical description, try to understand. In normal sleep, you wake up in the same body. Death is similar to sleep. Only difference, you wake up in another body, not in the same body. But you do stay with body. Whether you stay with body to body, and that's what I'm implying. Just as lapsing into sleep allows one to enter into a dream world, so too the soul slips into a new embodiment through the sleep or swoon of death. All experiences are reflections in the mirror of the mind. They are refractions of the light of the self through the prism of the mind. Therefore, when the mind is transcended, this long dream of the world process terminates and one wakes up into one's own essential nature, Brahman. To wake up from the dream of the world process, implying realization, Aham Brahmas. The vasanas continue. Vasanas constitute your real bondage. When they are dissolved by wisdom, one attains liberation during one's lifetime. This point we have explained and will continue to do so. Vasanas are like clouds obstructing the sun that is divine self. But as you begin to purify your vasana, the sun begins to pass through that type of cloud that is not so opaque. As that passing through starts, vasana kshaya has commenced, and a spiritual aspirant goes on enjoying inner peace and stability more and more until the mind becomes completely transparent. Clouds become completely silvery and fleecy clouds, not obstructing the sun. Similarly, when your vasanas become purified, the awareness, absolute awareness, I am that is like the shining sun. It begins to reveal itself in your personality. And that's the state of sthita prajna. A liberated sage, after the death of the physical body, is called a videha mukta, or one who has attained disembodied salvation. One has been liberated without the body. A jivan mukta exists in the fourth state of consciousness, or the state of turiya. This is a very subtle point to understand. Everyone exists in the three states of consciousness. Is plus one. No, minus one. Dream state is minus 2. Deep sleep is minus 3. You are going backward. But in the case of a sage, these three are positive counterpart. Plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. In sattva-patti state, remember, 7 steps. Shubhecha, aspiration, vicharana, reflection, tanumanasi, attenuation of impurities. And after these stages comes sattvapatti. Now that's called the waking state of it in an enlightened stage. And after this waking state, you go to another higher level, which compares to dream experience. Dream in an allegorical way. You are living in a world of dream, knowing it is a dream. Same dream, once you develop insight that is a dream, it is no longer that heavy and restrictive. It becomes a kind of a sport. So therefore, this 5th step is compared to dreams experience. 6th step, padartha bhavana, like an absolute deep sleep, sound sleep. And the 7th step, shubhecha, vicharana, tanumanasi, sattvapatti, asamsakti, padartha bhavana. And then comes the 7th, turiya, the 4th, transcendent. To put it in a simpler way, you are tumbling through 3 stages, waking, dream, deep sleep, in a negative way. Through sadhana, you tumble in a positive way. Waking, dream, deep sleep. These are positive counterparts. And having tumbled through these 3 states, you emerge the 4th. This is brought out with Om Upasana. You practice Upasana of Om, A aspect, U aspect, M aspect, and then emerge beyond AUM, Turiya, the transcendental. Just as waves, ripples, foam, and bubbles are nothing but a part of the ocean. In the same way, this world is nothing but the stupendous ocean of the non-dual self. And then we commence section 52. It's Arjunopakhyan, the story of Krishna's teachings to Arjuna. Yoga Vasistha presents an essence of the Gita. In a storyline, it is being presented as something going to happen. Because that was done in Treta Yuga. So with this we conclude. Om Ram 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 Om Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Om Shri Krishnaya Namah Om Shri Krishnaya Namah Om Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya Ras grace of God over all, with the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukum Bandhana Mrityor Mukshiyama Amritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat.